Welcome back to my applique series. Now that we have our stems placed on the project where we want them, I'm going to go ahead and show you the different tools I use to actually do the applique stitch. First thing I have is I like to use applique needles. My favorite applique needle is John James, and I like the size 9 needle because it's the right length for me. If the higher the number, the shorter the needle. So if you need to have a shorter needle or a longer needle, go ahead and pick out the size that is right for you. The thread I like to use is a 100% cotton but silk finish that glides easier through the fabric, and Mettler has a really good brand. They also have a lot of colors that will match closely as possible to your applique as you want. You also don't have to use different colors to match. You can actually choose a neutral thread, which will also hide pretty well in your applique stitch. So it's all up to you whether you want to match colors or use a neutral. So I already have some thread loaded on this needle, and I chose to use the green thread. So now I'll show you the stitch. You're going to come up from underneath, and you're going to come up into the applique, but you're going to come right on the edge. As you can see, I'm coming up right on the edge. And you pull through. Now we don't need to worry about the raw edges down here because those are going to be covered by the medallion motif in the middle. But if you didn't have anything covering the bottom of the stems, then of course you would want to turn this under and applique it. But since we have a motif on there, we're not going to worry about that. So now you're going to go right down next to where you came up, but not in the applique that you're stitching. And then you can come up again just about 1/8 of an inch away, just nipping the edge of your stem. And as you can see, well, actually you can't see, you can't see the thread, because by going down right next to where you came up, right parallel, you're just creating a little dot of thread. So it pretty much disappears. So then we'll go ahead and do the next stitch. And so you can see how, as I go down next to the applique, and then I come up and I just nip the edge of the seam allowance, you can tell you can't see the stitching there. And we'll do another one. Now you want to keep the stitches about, no wider apart than 1/8 of an inch, because otherwise you will end up getting puckers in your applique where there's no stitching. And make sure you don't pull too tight on the thread as you are stitching to the background, because that can also cause puckers. So I continue to stitch, go down right there and up, just nipping the edge of the applique. And there you go. As you can see, the stitches are pretty well hidden by using this method and the silk finish thread. So thanks for joining me on this tutorial. Next time I will show you how to do points and inside corners.